Messianic news perspective based on world news events surrounding modern-day Israel and the Jewish people.
Following the creation
what
of
the Torah holds for us, what is happening to the Gentiles.
Was created.
God's plan for the entire planet revolves around the physical and spiritual restoration of Israel and the consequent return of the Messiah Yeshua. Whether or not the nations realize it, world events are swirling around Israel and God's agenda, not the other way around. It is our hope that we can connect for you the prophetic dots between God's plan for mankind, Israel, and today's news. Stay with us as we present to you Messianic news based in Yeshua, our true Messiah. MK Rabbi Eliyahu to in, we will go back to controlling the Temple Mount. Rabbi Amichai Eliyahu, the chairman of the Organization of Community Rabbis, spoke Wednesday night at the president's residence in Jerusalem on the situation and challenges of diaspora Jewry. Rabbi Amichai spoke about the fascinating journey he made last month with the American Gesher organization, which works with us Jews and creates awareness of the challenges they face. Rabbi Amichai Eliyahu demands to take strong action against activists who hinder the IDF and strives to rebuild the temple in Jerusalem. Designated Heritage Minister MK Rabbi Amichai Eliyahu Otzma Yehudit spoke with Israel National News about the incident in Hebron last weekend and called to act with a heavy hand against leftist activists who try to disrupt the IDF's activities. I was also a soldier in Hebron. I've run into these anarchists who provoke and film partial videos. These are one-sidedly biased people who try to catch IDF soldiers in embarrassing situations, or to embarrass them, and we need to put them in their place. The police and IDF need to prevent them from provoking, Rabbi Eliyahu declared. According to him, soldiers can't be afraid of this. We need to remove this threat from the battlefield and allow IDF soldiers to work well and cleanly to restore security to the citizens of the state, and the calm that everyone is waiting for. These people are part of the destruction of our deterrence capabilities, and they are crumbling the IDF's ability to stand. Rabbi Eliyahu has a clear reply to MK Boaz Bismuth's criticism of MK Itamar Ben-Gvir for planning on visiting the Temple Mount. There must be Jewish prayer services on the Temple Mount, and we need to strive to build our temple there. I understand that MK Bismuth's words were also taken out of context. We will go back to the days when the Temple Mount is really in our hands. When asked about the negotiations with the Likud, Eliyahu responds, I feel that the connection between us and the Likud's negotiating team is good. There's mutual trust and cooperation. We see eye to eye on a lot of things. The Likud understands that the citizens of Israel, as well as their voters, want to see change. We're coming to work. No one comes to the Knesset for the job. Rather, they come to fulfill their principles, and those are the positions that we demanded. Rabbi Eliyahu was asked if he's worried that, although his party is responsible for recognizing settlements, the ministerial committee that will deal with such matters will be headed by Benjamin Netanyahu. According to Eliyahu, part of politics is pressure and part is trust. I hope that we will be able to do things cooperatively and we won't need to apply pressure. The last government knew how to get things done quickly, and I hope, pray, and know that in the incoming government we will be able to use all means that we learned from the left how to rule in the state of Israel. And what about matters of religion and state? I didn't give up on my dreams, and we'll get to them. The negotiations for the religious affairs portfolio are between Shas and religious Zionism, and we will find a way to influence this field. This is the reason that I joined the Knesset. My ideas and mission were proven, and I plan to work for them. Rabbi Eliyahu said,
CEO of Beyadenu returning to the Temple Mount, you cannot accept the reality that a Jew who prays on the Temple Mount get arrested. Tom explains Beyadenu's list of demands for the new right-wing government led by Benjamin Netanyahu.
This time, don't miss out on a historic opportunity for the Temple Mount. Include Beyadenu's 10 principles in the government's basic guidelines. In recent years, the work of Beyadenu's parliamentary staff has led to several important policy decisions paving the way towards Jewish sovereignty on the Temple Mount, and now a historic moment has arrived, adopting Beyadenu's principles of sovereignty in the national government's basic guidelines that will be established in the coming days.
אני שמחה לפתוח את ועדת החינוך, התרבות והספורט של הכנסת בדיון מאוד מאוד חשוב שלי ברמה האישית היה חשוב לקבוע אותו. מן הראוי שמערכת החינוך הישראלית תעסוק באופן נרחב ותטפח את המורשת הנוגעת להר הבית מתוך הבנת חשיבותו.
Join us in calling the national camp's elected officials. Don't miss out on this historic opportunity. Include Beyadenu's 10 principles in the government's basic guidelines. The 10 principles to pave the way for sovereignty on the Temple Mount are as follows. 1. Completion of the process of introducing the Temple Mount into the education system in Israel. 2. Inclusion of the Temple Mount in the list of the Holy Places Law. 3. Application of civil rights on the Temple Mount, granting freedom of worship to Jews on the Mount. 4. Application of civil rights on the Temple Mount, granting freedom of movement to those who ascend the Mount. 5. Prevention of the destruction of antiquities and our heritage on the Temple Mount. Archaeological conservation and supervision. 6. Standardization of the opening hours of the Temple Mount for all populations, including opening to Jewish ascension on Shabbat and in the evening hours. 7. Open access to the Temple Mount throughout the entire day on Jewish holidays. 8. Abolition of discrimination regarding the entrance gates to the Temple Mount, opening additional gates for Jews. 9. Establishment and regulation of an official government management body for Temple Mount affairs. 10. Regulation of the entrance to the Halal Mughrabi gate of the Temple Mount, including direction signs, upgrading the entrance, and constructing a new, modern bridge. Our parliamentary team, which is 100% funded by donations, already has a successful record impacting policies towards Jewish sovereignty on the Temple Mount. Please contribute and strengthen the parliamentary team of the organization. A full-time lobbyist for the Temple Mount costs the Beyadenu organization and Temple Mount Heritage Foundation per month. Those of you in Papua New Guinea, visit www.blmfmo.wordpress.com/contact and send your message on how you can support. With your help, we can do a lot more. Messianic news perspective based on world news events surrounding modern-day Israel and the Jewish people. What the Torah holds for us. What is happening to the Gentiles? God's plan for the entire planet revolves around the physical and spiritual restoration of Israel and the consequent return of the Messiah Yeshua. Whether or not the nations realize it, world events are swirling around Israel and God's agenda, not the other way around. It is our hope that we can connect for you the prophetic dots between God's plan for mankind, Israel, and today's news. Stay with us as we present to you Messianic news based in Yeshua, our true Messiah.